Hello friends, Richard here, Warlock here. I'm going to do a psychic reading. I'm using the Hermetic Tarot deck today. Right, I'm going to get on with it because I need to get this song out of my head because I don't like the band. I've got Coldplay in my mind, and I don't know what the song is, but it's those the lyrics that go, "Nobody said it's going to be easy." Now, I was just uploading my Awakening tarot reading that I've done, which is just one below on my profile, and I didn't even clock at the time, but I said nobody said it's going to be easy in that as well. It could be a kind of continuation in regard to somebody who's having an awakening. Right, clarification. Two of Swords in the reverse position, and the standard Rider-Waite is a lady blindfolded in the upright, cross swords, not sure where to go. The veil has been taken off, okay, and just for confirmation, we got the moon. So I do feel like I'm talking to an Awakening collective here. It's probably the same collective, if I'm quite honest with you. So go on my profile and watch the tarot reading as well, because that'll be some clarification. So the moon talks about the unknown. So it's like you've taken the blinkers off, you've taken the blindfold off, you're seeing through the veil. And now it's time to take, I'm going to use the word leap of faith. I know the moon card's not a leap of faith, but it's often about having that blind faith. So you've seen the situation as it really is. You've seen beyond the veil, but now it's like, well, where do I go? What do I do? Well, you need to start pushing forwards and have some faith there. Right, King of Pentacles in the reverse position. I feel like there could be a King of Pentacles in the reverse in your energy. So you might be in a connection now. Classic one, and I do an awful lot of these readings because people are drawn to me, are going through awakening, stuck in a karmic cycle, I've been telling back. And they'll be in a relationship, and it's normally the female or the feminine energy who has the awakening, and they go, I don't, I feel like I need more to my life. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. And that's your soul kind of pulling and calling to you to go in a new direction. The masculine energy doesn't get it, and King of Pentacles is selfish, okay? Masculine energies want their own way all the time, regardless. And it kind of triggers them into this, like, no, you're mine, no, we're not doing that, no, you're not going anywhere. And it's got a little bit of feel of that. So I feel like I'm talking to a collective who's, might not be a relationship, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, who's being selfish and doesn't want to see you elevate, okay? It's time to spread your wings. And then I can see what it's like, a human figure with big wings, and it's unfurling its wings. Hanged Man in the reverse. So the Hangman for me is leap of faith cards because we're stuck with a decision, left path, right path, stick or twist. It's time to, you're probably in this, you're still probably waiting around going, oh, is anything going to change? I'm too scared to take this break. What you're being asked to do is to go for it, go in this new direction, whatever it is, be it job, be it relocation, be it, if you're single, go for a new relationship, etc, etc, etc. High Priestess in the reverse position. At the moment though, you're not following your intuition, you're not following that gut situation. And then Queen of Cups in the reverse position, upset, basically, you're upsetting yourself. Eight of Cups in the reverse position. So in this deck, well, in the standard Rider-Waite, it talks about you're holding on to something that needs letting go of. What you need to do is step into the Magician, manifest, okay? You're very strong. I'm being told that you are, well, you could be, well, they're saying that you are, okay? You are of starseed class. You need to realise who you are, and you need to step into that energy, that frequency, that vibration. You're here to bring change. You're not like the others, okay? The people who have been in your life thus far, they're saying they have been part of your training academy. They have been part of your training academy. Now, if you are a starseed, you get chased by darkness all your life. You get put in families that don't understand you, that treat you badly, be it physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. You tend to have friends that just disappear for no apparent reason. You tend to have a lot of bad relationships. You have a lot of trauma and stuff like that. And after I had my projectile vomit down the rabbit hole awakening session, wasn't a session, it was a nightmare. Yeah, I kind of looked back, and it kind of reminded me of, and unfortunately I've never seen the last episode, but apparently the last episode of Malcolm in the Middle, it basically comes out that his family have been treating him this way and just being an absolute pain in the backside all his life, because they're grooming him to be the next president of the United States of America. And when you wake up to being a starseed, it's got that air of it, because it's all like, right, everything that I've been through in the past, it was to build me stronger, to realise who I am now. Okay, that's a little bit concerning. So what came through is that there is still an opportunity to go dark. There is still an opportunity to go dark. Now, from my experience, when you go through this, because this is kind of first stage awakening, but I feel like it is a heavy one. I feel like it's a heavy one for this collective. Now, you're an autonomous human being. You have free will and choice. You can choose to try and pull yourself back into the matrix and stay with the King of Pentacles type energies. Waste your opportunity to push forwards. Whether or not you'll have Tower card later, probably, especially if you're a starseed, because you've got mission. If it's 555, oftentimes you have a choice. So for me, right, my first so I had my awakening where it was like, there must be more to life than this. Okay, that's normally phase 1. Phase 2 is normally when you're triggered by trauma. Now, for me, that's when I became a widower, because I had a choice, right? Do I flush my life down the toilet and step into narcissism and just think about myself? And a lot of people do this. Or do I properly wake up and go, I've got to make the most of this? Now, luckily for me, I went, I've got to make the most of this. and I was triggered into this new energy, into my divine energy. But I had a choice. I had the little devil at my head going, just get pissed, Richard. Just get drunk. And I didn't. I went, no, not going to do it. I'm not going down that road again. So it feels like this collective still has a choice, because the thing is, when you go through awakening and you feel like you are going crazy, it's easy to turn to substances and behaviours that might attempt to quell that pull. Okay. Right, we've got Princess of Wands, and it says at the bottom, Princess of the Shining Flame. I feel like that's some kind of guide that might be coming into you. So I want to tell you to keep an eye on your dreams. If you see or feel anything strange, I do feel like there's some kind of guide coming in to help to make sure that you're on the right path. Don't be surprised. This is going to sound a little bit out there, but don't be surprised if you start seeing in your mind people that you don't recognise. Okay, so when I had death magic placed on me and I felt like my soul was being pulled out the top of my head, I very vividly remember one person that came through, right? There were two. I can't remember what the second one looked like, but the first one was a black chap, and I've never seen him before in my life, and he was like in a kind of tan tweed suit, dicky bow, bold glasses, yeah. And he came in and he said, get up, get out of bed, get up. And for me, that was some kind of guide. Now, I've never seen him again before in my life. He's never come into my mind again in my life. But it's got a little bit of a net. I'm not saying you can have death magic on you, don't panic. It feels like you might get these random kind of people coming into your mind, and that there'll be guides trying to push you forwards. 6 of Wands. On this deck, it says Lord of Victory. Okay, and then the hands on it, they're pushing the button. Okay, I think you're going to be fine. Okay, I don't think you are going to go dark, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit tough going for a little bit longer. So hang in there. You will get through it. Okay. If you're going through an awakening, you need a little bit of tough love. I am here for psychic tarot readings, spiritual advice and guidance, starseed activation readings. Go to the link for Stan Store. You can find all the options there. If you want a same day guaranteed psychic reading, they start from 15 quid. Get them in and I can get through and we can unpick it. Ta-ta.